Hi guys! So a lot of people have been asking me about my travel experience during COVID. So first of all, I traveled in July. So most of COVID was already controlled by then. As you guys know, originally I was supposed to go and on my trip to Zimbabwe on April 30th, but that didn't happen because of COVID. And at that time, it was kind of like outburst and crazy, and I was like, no, it's not happening. I'm not going. And I had my trip to Greece, and that was also canceled as well. So I canceled it because of COVID. But during July, I felt like things were pretty controlled. I felt like things were better and stuff like that. So one, I will say, because of COVID, airlines are being a little more like, what's the word I want to use? Like flaky. Like flaky. So my flight was originally for July 6th. And on July 6th, I went to the airport. Guys, mind you, I had about, sorry's in the background. I had about 6 bags plus a stroller plus a car seat. And it was not easy carrying all that stuff. So I wound up going to the airport, took out all of my stuff, took out the baby, everything, like late to like 11 p.m. So they told me when I got there that my flight was canceled. Now, listen, I understand it's COVID. I understand, you know, everything that's happening, but like, you couldn't contact me before I got to the airport to let me know that the flight was canceled. I was so upset. I was like, are you serious? Like, and I took everything out, and I had the baby and everything else. Like, I was like, seriously? Like, you couldn't just contact me before and tell me that the flight was canceled? Apparently they canceled it like 3 hours before. What they're saying, their excuse was COVID. But what I really believe was that the flight wasn't full. I probably was like the only person on the flight, and they felt like they weren't making enough money, so they decided to cancel that flight and put me on another flight. That's what I really think happened. So then that was on a Saturday or Friday, I don't remember. It was on Saturday or Friday. So they booked me until the flight on Monday. I said, okay. So I went, I didn't go to the airport this time. I said, you know what? I'm gonna call and see like what's happening. I called and they told me that the flight is canceled again. So I was like, are you serious? And like, I had to call. If I didn't call, would they have told me that the flight wasn't canceled? That the flight was canceled? Like, would they have told me that? So I was like, this is just so ridiculous. Like, seriously, this is so ridiculous. But you know, whatever, like, put me on the next flight. So then the flight was then on Wednesday. When I went on the flight on Wednesday, I actually was able to fly, and I was able to get here safely. And it was a smooth flight, honestly. Like, it was probably one of my most positive experiences because a lot of people are not traveling. So like, the airport is really empty. The flight is pretty empty. Like, you kind of feel like you're like a celebrity. You're like flying on your own. Like, it wasn't, social distancing was completely possible because we were far from each other. But like, we did have to wear the shields. Me and my daughter, we had to wear the shields the whole time. So that was kind of annoying because it was hot. But you know, for safety reasons, listen, I wore that for the whole, like, what, 30 hours? I did not care. And so did my daughter. She didn't mind. My daughter doesn't like the mask. If you have a young child, like, you will know most kids don't like the mask. But the shield on her hair, or her head, she didn't mind. It's just like a hat. So she didn't mind at all. And you know how she is. Like, she's really good on flights. So I didn't have any issues. It was a pretty good experience. Listen, I'm not telling anybody to travel during COVID, even though most people are. And I don't really know what's the situation in COVID in a lot of places, but in Tanzania, COVID is pretty controlled, and everybody walks around with no mask or anything like that. Like it didn't really hit here. It's not really a problem here. So I knew that I was more at risk being in New York, where there are thousands of cases, than here in Tanzania. So I just knew I needed to get to Tanzania, and we made, of course, you know, we practiced social distancing. We washed our hands all the time. I had hand sanitizer on me. I had the Clorox wipes, so I wiped everything like more than once. I was really trying not to use the bathroom, and when I did, I was Clorox and everything. So, you know, I definitely kept those like measures in place, and it was, to me, it was a good experience. I didn't really have any problem. So if you really need to travel because, you know, you're doing a move or something like that, like, don't let COVID stop you, because like COVID is gonna, whether you guys want to believe it or not, COVID is gonna be here with us for a long time. And what are you gonna do? Stop living your life? Stop going outside? Stop going to the grocery store? Stop doing everything that you're supposed to do for yourself because it's here? You know, like, it's just not. It was the best thing for me, and I've been here now for over a month, and I have not been sick. I haven't had any symptoms. My daughter hasn't had any symptoms. We've been perfectly fine. We've also been tested, and it's been negative. And it's been fine. Also, I almost forgot to tell you guys, when you arrive, they give you a form. It's a COVID form asking you, like, have you been exposed to, you know, COVID recently? Do you have any symptoms? Are you feeling sick? Are you, like, they ask you just a whole bunch of stuff. And then when you get to the border, like, visa, they check your temperature, they ask you questions and stuff like that. So it wasn't a bad experience to me, to be honest. Like, it wasn't a bad experience to me at all. So listen, if you want to come to Tanzania, come on, baby. We welcome you here anytime, okay? We lit over here. So yeah, that would be my full experience traveling to Tanzania during COVID. All right, guys, so I will see you guys later. If you are traveling during this time, comment below and let me know where you're going and how was your experience. I would love to hear.